Morning knife fans. We have another new knife. So sold off some of my heretics and stuff to make way for some other stuff in my collection. So what we've got is the other Axial gear. We did this one a couple weeks ago. The little chubby guy here. This is the Axial Dart. And I decided to go ahead and get their shift. So we'll do a quick unboxing and do a quick impression and see how we like that. As the other one, came in a nice package. Nice magnetic box here. And another set, and what I did find out what these are, they are machined titanium key rings. I don't really need them, but it's kind of cool that they sent them in there. And you get the warranty and all that other good stuff. So I'm not going to spend much time going over the box because, it's a box. Most people are more concerned with the knife. So in this one, I opted for black. I thought about going with one of their brighter colors, and I didn't. And the reason is because without the deep carry pocket clip, it's the same type of pocket clip we've got here with the Dart, that does leave a little bit protruding out of your pocket. And so when you get red or, it kind of draws attention to the fact that you're carrying a blade. So sometimes I don't care, but other times you want to be a little more discreet. I just went with the black that'll be a little more muted. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over the kind of the details of this and what I think about it, and then compare it to some of the other American-made OTF knives. And then, of course, I've got my venerable Vespa. So this is the shift. I opted for S35VN blade. It is a clip point. The blade is about 3.3 inches. Went with the Stonewash, which then gave me the light-colored button actuator and clip, as well as screws. I believe if you go with Blackwash, then you'll come with the darker set. So they try to color match things. I don't know if you can specify. You can specify the color here, and you can specify the color here. I don't know if you maybe called them and ordered it. I know on the website it doesn't give the option to pick your hardware color, but that might be something they could make up for you. Really nice action. We'll go over in a moment. They also offer it in CPM, or not CPM, I don't know if it's CPM or not, but it's a 20 CV steel for about another $20. As with the Dart, the anodizing is very nice. It's smooth, but it actually has a little bit of texture to it. So it gives you a little bit of grip. The thing with the Microtech is it feels very slick. Same thing here with the Guardian Tactical. It's very slick, and so a lot of times it feels slippery. It's almost like a wet bar of soap. It wants to slip out of your hands. And that's where the jimping then comes in to help you retain your grip on it. But it is nice that it just has just that little bit of texture. It's nothing you can see. It's not like it's pebbled or it's got anything visible. It's just something different about the process they do. It's much more like the Heretic knives finish, if you're familiar with those. What this knife is supposed to compete with primarily is going to be your Microtech Ultratech, of which I have one. Technically, this is my wife's. I gave it to her. First thing she did was drop it on the tile floor in the bathroom and scratch it up. Don't know that she's ever even carried it, so I'm just going to use it for size comparison. So what we're looking at is a knife that is very similar in dimensions. So about the same length blade, actuators about the same size. I will say that the jimping on this is nice, but it's not as deep, so it doesn't tend to chew your thumb up and give you Microtech thumb the way that this does. I will also say, and it's really those top edges right there, it's because they're so deep and sharp. If you push it down here, it's not as bad. It's really more that button up top. But it's the spring is a little stronger on that. This fires about as hard. But it does take a little bit less pressure, so I'm not sure how they pulled that off. But it feels good. It's comfortable on the thumb, same way the Dart is. Now, the Dart is a really short throw, and I think that's just because it's such a short, stubby, light blade, and it doesn't have to travel as far. The actuator that puts pressure on the spring and then releases it and propels it forward and back doesn't need to move as far either. So I will say it's not as nice and short and crisp as that. It's more like the Microtech or a Heretic or a Guardian Tactical or anything like that. The actuation is smoother than the Microtech. Like I said, it takes a little less pressure and it's a little less biting on your thumb. Not as smooth as the Guardian Tactical. The Guardian Tactical is just, it's wider, and the jimping is grippy, but it's wide, so it's not that sharp cheese grater kind of feel. And it's riding on those ceramic ball bearings, and it's on a polished steel plate, and it's a lighter spring. And as a result, it doesn't fire as hard. I'm fine with that, having a little bit slower firing, because it just makes this a pleasure to use. It's absolutely the smoothest, nicest of any of the OTF knives I've tried. Weight-wise, it's going to be about the same. I don't have the specs in front of me, but it feels pretty much identical. What I really like about it is that perfect size of the Ultratech. But with the Ultratech, a couple things I don't like about it. One, don't like the butt. It's just, if you're a fidget guy, you're going to want to build up big calluses. You can already see it starting to chew my thumb up just from doing this quick video. That's just a personal preference. Some guys don't mind that, whatever. The other thing is that the Ultratech, if you've got big hands, it's very narrow this way. It's very pocket friendly. It's a very good concealable knife, but I'm always feeling like I'm having to pinch to hold the thing. And a knife that's a little wider like this just fits my hand better. It's the same thickness roughly that way, but when you put them that way, it fills my palm a little better front to back. That's one thing I like better. So I think the button's better. The actuation is nicer. It's just a little more comfortable on my thumb. I like the way it fits in my hand. I also, I think the idea of the glass breaker is great. And maybe, that the way they've implemented this, the pocket clip is deeper carry. So I do like the Microtech pop carry clip better. And it's easily reversible if you happen to be a lefty. But as far as the glass breaker goes, honestly, if you're ever doing a reverse grip, look at the angle of that. It's not only flat and wide and smooth, but it's actually angled so that your thumb sits perfectly comfortable right on that. When you do the reverse grip here, your thumb has nowhere to purchase. You're pushing into that point on the glass breaker. And that to me is just, could you do it in an emergency? Yeah, but it's certainly not comfortable. So I don't know if I'll ever need a glass breaker. It's nice to have, I guess. I just wish there was a way to have that in such a way that didn't hinder a reverse grip with the knife. So there's a few things about the Ultratech that to me, it's supremely useful. It's amazing quality. I don't have any gripe with Microtechs. I just feel like their handles are too skinny here, unless you go up to the Troodon or Combat Troodon size, and we'll talk about the Vespa in a moment. It's just, to me, they just don't fit my hand as well. So the Axial's using similar steels. I think this one's 204p, so that might be the equivalent of M390. And so this at S35 VN could be, I guess, considered a step down, but these are both premium steels. And as I said, you can also get 20 CV, which I believe is the equivalent, if not maybe a little step up from the M390 or 204p. This one seems to fire easier, and this isn't even broken in yet. I literally just unboxed it in front of you. It feels a little better in the hand. It fits my hand better. The reverse grip is really nice. Your thumb just curls around that. As far as blade play goes, you hear that? Front to back. And then you go to this one. There's a little bit, but the movement, this front to back is about the same as the Microtech. But the side to side this way, a lot less. The Ultratech's got twice as much play going side to side as that. So, and compare it to this one's got less both. The Guardian Tactical is much better lockup than either of these. But it's not bad. It's better than the Microtech. So I would say it's in between the Microtech and the Guardian Tactical. These, you could pick them up. I had a code that I used from another reviewer, and I got 10% off. So this was like $178. And so that's the thing. You're getting an American-made, top quality, good steels, good machining, excellent company to deal with, excellent warranty, made here in the States. They don't use proprietary hardware on the taking it apart. And you don't void your warranty either. They actually sell, if you want to buy the little tools and little toolkit to take apart and maintain your knife, they allow you to do that. If you open up this Microtech, your warranty's void. Now, maybe they wouldn't know about it, but they can tell. If they know that you've opened this up, your warranty's automatically void. If you need it worked on, or you need it cleaned, or you need it sharpened, or any of that kind of stuff, you send it back to them. Here, they sell the kit. Now, if you open it up and you bend or break something, then yeah, they might, violate your, or, void your warranty because you broke the knife. But as far as you taking it apart to clean it and get pocket lint out and lubricate it and stuff, that's okay with the warranty. That's a big selling factor. The fact that this is also comparable steel, comparable deployment, comparable materials and craftsmanship and durability and all that stuff, and it's $100 less. These right now are going for around, what, 300? This was less than 200. This was under 200 shipped with expedited shipping. And that is where the value of this is. The Guardian Tactical is an amazing knife. Beautifully machined. I mean, really nice machined. Amazing. The best action I have ever had. And it's using LMAX. But that's a $329 knife. And for me, while it fits my hand dimensionally, it is a little slick. I do like the deeper carry pocket clip over the whatchamacallit. And that, I would say that would be my one critique is Axial. Guys, get a deep carry pocket clip. You can use the same style. Just make that bend up there. Don't have the bend, then flat, and then up. Just machine it less or, process it less. And just put that one bend up here so that it comes out and then on. That's all you got to do. And if you don't want to do that, make an alternate pocket clip. I'll buy it. I don't care if it's $15. I'll buy the stupid pocket clip, but turn that into a deep carry pocket clip. That'll allow deep carry and easier concealment, less visibility. It will also move that hump over here to where, while there are no hot spots, this doesn't stick out the way that does. This sticks up into your hand. Now, it happens to do it at kind of a point in your hand where your hand naturally curls, but if you grip that hard, that edge does push into your hand. This does not. See how it almost goes down, almost, but it's certainly parallel to this. So there's no hot spot there, but it would just move that hump there, which on my hand is hitting there. It would just move it out. That would be my one critique of this. Here's what I really like about this the best. You're getting a Microtech style knife that is of comparable build and quality. You're getting a better warranty. It's also made in the U.S. All the parts are made. It's assembled, designed. Everything's built here in the U.S. It's warranted in the U.S. But you're getting down into the price of like the Vespas and the Chinese, knockoffs and stuff. So while this is an excellent knife, this is S35 VN as well. This is a blatant copy of the the Microtech Combat Trudon. They haven't ripped them off to the point of trying to sell it as a Microtech, as a fake, but clearly it's obvious what knife they were cloning. Now they've done some things here with carbon inlays in the blade as well as this, so they've actually improved in some ways aesthetically the design of the Combat Trudon, and the clip's a little different and stuff like that. But this is, this is probably, I think now the prices have gone up a little bit. This is a $170 knife. It's a great knife. It's never let me down. It's sharp. It's very reliable. The action's good. It hits hard. I mean, this is a great knife. But for the same money, you can buy a U.S.-made knife made by U.S. workers, warranted, and, here in the States. The problem with this is if I have a problem, I don't know who I'm going to talk to in mainland China that's going to service this. I've heard that Vespa has decent customer service, but I bought that because I wasn't sure I was going to like OTFs. And so I said, well, let me try one of the Chinese ones. And at the time, I wanted a Microtech. But a Combat Trudon from Microtech is like $400 or $500 or more, depending on which one you want. If you want the Hellcat blade versus a regular blade. I wasn't going to try out a knife for $450 to see if I liked it. So at the time, I think I paid $140 for this, bought it off DHgate, and it was a phenomenal knife. And it was the gateway drug to get me into the Heretics, the Hogues, the Microtech, Guardian Tactical, and now Axial gear. This is, I think, for OTFs, I don't know of a better deal on the market right now. You're paying the price of the Chinese clones, but you're getting an actual legit US-made knife with premium materials that's going to stand toe-to-toe on craftsmanship and warranty and support and materials and everything else with your Guardian Tacticals and your Microtechs. I mean, this is right in that size. This is right in that price point, except it's less. You're really getting a nice product. I've been really happy with this. This is a very cool knife. This one's probably more useful as if you had to use it for a weapon or just, doing more cutting and slicing tasks. It's hard to like slice an apple or do anything that's, large when you've got that little stubby blade, but just as a small pocket utility knife that you could puncture into something or open bags or just, cut zip ties or whatever kind of stuff you're doing. This thing's been awesome, and it's just fun to play with. But this is, I think, the more useful. This is their shift model. I think it's a much more useful utilitarian blade. It's really like the Action Suite. I'm probably rambling at this point, but I'm really impressed with this. This is a really quality feeling knife. Yeah, I mean, that's just going to smooth out. I mean, as this thing wears in and stuff like that. There's the metal and the channel and, the stop and stuff. That'll have to wear in a little bit. But as it is, it's almost like they've out Ultratech an Ultratech. That doesn't take away from all the great, amazing things that an Ultratech is and why that isn't the benchmark. But they've built a knife here that is just phenomenal. I really like that. I love how that feels. You can get them in black wash, 2 different steels, 5 different handle colors. And these are selling, if you want the Mac Daddy and you don't have a coupon code and you want the 20 CV and you want black wash, you're still only talking $224 as opposed to $329. And you might argue, well, LMAX is on par better, whatever. You could say, well, this button's better, but at the end of the day, is that worth an extra $100 to you? If it is, great, go buy it. I did. I mean, I got nothing against these other brands. Obviously, I have them sitting here, but that might be my new EDC. That's just a really nice, really good feeling in the hand. The biggest difference for me is not just the price. Well, I'm always price conscious. It's the nicer action, the better thumb, and not chewing up my thumb, but also it's the fact that it's wider. If you want to get wider in the Microtech, you're going to have to probably go towards a Trudon, but then it's a little short, and then you might have trouble getting a whole hand on it. Or you've got the Combat Trudon, but again, if you don't go with the Vespa, if you go with the legit Microtech, you're looking at $500, and they're worth it. I mean, they're quality, really heavy use knives, but I'm not going to spend $500 just on a pocket knife. $200, less than that. I think shipped, I want to say I paid like $178 or $179. Yeah, why not? You get a knife that's on par with an Ultratech or a Guardian Tactical. I don't see any downside to this. This is like a win across the board. I really hope that these guys' Axial gear is successful. I hope they come out with additional designs. Oh, and you can get this one. Just forgot. There is a dagger blade. So if you want the two edge, double edge, you want the dagger, you can get it. Same dimensions, everything else. It'll just be a double edge instead of the clip point. So this is a phenomenal up-and-coming company. I'm seeing a lot of their stuff. I paid for both of these with my own money. I let them know I was doing a review of them. They didn't send me anything for free. This is my hard-earned money, and I don't regret it one bit. These are staying in my collection for a while, right there with these others. Well, this one's going to go back to my wife and sit collecting dust on the shelf because she doesn't actually carry it, but she likes to own it. Chicks, right? Anyway, so that's what we got today. Axial gear goes now with my Dart, and now I've got their Shift. Both of these are excellent, high quality. Check them out. If you find a dealer that has them, go play with them. I think you're really going to like them. You're going to be impressed. If you want an Ultratech, you want that type of a knife, you want the Guardian Tactical, you want something that's really quality and all that, but you don't want to spend $298 or $329 or $500 if that was the Microtech. You want to spend, you got $150 to $200 to spend, and you want a nice American-made OTF. These are your guys. Another company, you got Heretics and Hogues. Again, those are going to be $300 plus, unless you get the real small ones, and you might only spend $245 or something. But these are in that, they're in that product category as far as materials and everything else, and they're not that expensive. Under $200 shipped for a good quality, those kinds of materials in an OTF, that is a steal. Now, I don't know if their prices are going to stay that way forever. Maybe as they start selling more and they grow, their costs will go up. Maybe they knew coming into the market, if they wanted to take on Guardian, they wanted to take on Microtech, they were going to have to convince people to say, well, if you're going to take a risk and a gamble on a new product that's unproven and you've never heard of, and you're in the ballpark of those, you're going to say, well, why would I spend $300 on the new guy when I know what I'm getting for these? So maybe their pricing is coming in, low to make a splash in the market. Maybe they'll start ratcheting it up over time. I don't know. but they're selling them for this now. So buy it. It's a great knife. It's a phenomenal knife. I'm going to look forward to using this. That blade is very, very sharp. Nice edge on it right from the factory. Got nothing negative to say other than, come on, guys, give us a deep carry pocket clip. You had to know that that was going to be a request. So all you got to do is just bend it differently. That's it. Give it to me as an upgrade, and I'll buy it. I'm not even asking for it for free. Anyway, that's what we got for today. Hope you enjoyed it. You got any questions, throw them in the comments.